How did I go from swearing off cannabis for life to starting an entire platform where I teach people how to use cannabis and sing its praises?
I've devoted my entire life to spreading the gospel of marijuana, the miraculous plant that has the power to heal the sick, calm the afflicted, and usher in a golden age of people not being such dicks all the time.
If you follow my work, you know that I love to teach people how to use cannabis properly, to teach you how to use it to feel better. And that's because it's how I came back to cannabis. Back in 2008, I swore off cannabis. And that was after only one hit off of a joint. Now, at this point, I had been using cannabis daily for 10 years. But then suddenly it just turned on me.
Please don't ever let me use marijuana again, because I am having a very bad trip.
And this happens a lot. This is a very frequent thing that I hear, is that they were using cannabis regularly and then one day it just stopped working for them and actually made them feel really bad and they no longer use it anymore. So I swore off cannabis. It was like 6 or 7 years before I came back to the plant. And during that time, I had my 2 children. Now, my son was a very difficult birth. A recovery from that birth was slow. And as you can imagine, it completely killed intimacy for me and my husband. And my husband was very motivated to get his sex life back.
I need to lighten up, I need to light up, and I need to get laid.
And so he introduced me back to using cannabis with a dry herb vaporizer. So I used it on a low setting. I just had a couple of draws, just 2 on the low setting, and I didn't feel anything. Now, I was really nervous before I did it. I was like, listen, I don't want to go through what I went through before. And he promised me it would be fine. And not only was it fine, and I didn't feel high at all, sex was no longer painful. In fact, I called it velvet vagina. I felt good, felt really nice. And it's because cannabis just works really well for women, especially with sex. But what really made me want to start Weed Mama was the fact that I saw other moms using the plant and talking about it and getting a lot of hate. And when cannabis actually has a very low toxicity, another thing I talk a lot about on my channel, and it can be very beneficial when used correctly. So I decided to start this platform to teach people how to use it correctly so you feel better. And knowing this can help strip away some of the fear around the plant and help you feel more at ease using cannabis. Now, even though I started this brand specifically for moms, because I am a mom, it's actually more men that are the ones that contact me and watch what I do and subscribe. Thank you for subscribing. And a lot of men will show up in my inbox or my DMs and ask me what products they can use with their partner because they too are having problems with low libido or painful sex. And I gotta say, it feels good to get people having good sex again.
We would just get high as fuck and then have sex all night long.
And I get a lot of women tell me that they will never use cannabis again because, like me, they had a very bad experience. And so I try to teach people, if you look at my Edibles 101 video, for example, that dose matters and how much you use and what kind of product you use as well. There's a lot of ways to use cannabis that won't even get you high if you don't want to. It's just a matter of educating yourself and understanding how the product works so that you can use it correctly and feel good. This is why I also focus on dry herb vaporizing, because it is the best method to use to be able to control how you feel. You can really customize your high with cannabis. I talk about that as well. Now, most people over the age of 30, especially who have demanding jobs or your parents or a caregiver of some kind, you don't have time to get super high. In fact, it can be really upsetting. It can be stressful to get really high. That's not the thing we want. That's not what we're going for here.
I'm way too high. I'm way too high. I'm way too high. I'm way too high.
But getting elevated just enough to feel good and relieve stress is what most of us are trying to achieve when we use the plant. Cannabis is just a great way to feel less stress. It's to release some of that tension. And that's why it's so good for sex and so many other things. And if you want to see more videos like this or explaining how to use cannabis to feel better, I've got specific methods that I use because I'm pretty sensitive to THC, so I have to be careful with it. So I teach you how to use it in a really controlled way so that you can get the best from the plant without getting too high. And I do a lot of dry herb vaporizing reviews, and I talk about that a lot on this channel, so please do subscribe. I'd love to have you back. All right, thank you so much for joining me. Bye now.